Well, here I am working on that A John Deere over there. I'm working on the fenders for it. Well, these were all rotted out here, so I made some patches for them and patched it up. This fender wasn't as bad as the other one. It still got a little rust, but that side there, look, the whole side of it was like that, and it was pretty rotten. Had a big crack there, so somebody bent this rebar around and welded it on there. Well, it was kind of cobbled up, so I cut it off, and then I bent it so it would kind of fit in there, and then I welded it back on. You can see where I welded it right there. And yeah, this side here I had to do the same thing. It was all rotten there, and I had to. This fender here is a little worse. You can see I need to make my patch a little bit bigger here, but I got to finish welding it over here and stuff. But yeah, I bent all that myself. And then here's there's a patch. This is an extra one I made because I gotta see how it's rotted off right there. And this is gonna go. It's gonna go in like that. I gotta cut it off, but go in kind of like that. And yeah, I'll tip it up here and see how I had to patch it on the back side. I up here a little better. First I sandblasted the A, and then these fenders, and then I sandblasted them while they were still on the A, but I got some more sandblasting to do, of course. But yeah, they're kind of rotten. This thing must have sat out in the weather, but you got to remember this thing is made in the 50s, so that makes it 70 years old. So it's got a right to have a little rust. But yeah, like I say, there's my patch panel. I had to do the same on this one here. I had to make a big patch on it too. Get that tipped out. Yeah, see, that's all. You know, like I say, this fender, it's got a rust hole right there. I got to make a little patch or something for that. But yeah, it's they're coming along. And on the A over here, right? On these things, if the paint's really, this has been painted once before, and if they're really peeling, this paint comes off so nice on these if you sandblast them that it really doesn't. That's really about the best way to get that loose paint off, and that sandblaster doesn't take grease off that well. Yeah, I've been scraping on it here, and it had a lot of grease in there. And scraping and sandblasting, and the grease is just thick in there. It's got a leak right here too. I gotta, let me see, yeah, right there, it's got a leak. And yeah, scraping, sandblasting, and scraping more. This grease was just thick in here too, and I scraped a lot of that off. And yeah, I got a little more grease in there to scrape off, and right in there. And yeah, it's the old girl's coming along. More. I used a sandblaster, blasted a lot of that grease off, but I've been scraping on it too, and I've been scraping a lot of this, and I used the sandblaster on it. A lot of grease in there, but these tires, look how shot they are. And I got tires. The guy is going to have a place over in Morristown, that's a town over by me, that they'll put on new tires. I called them, and $475 each for these tires, and they'll come out and put them on, and it's $170 for 2 tires to put them on. So the guy is going to have about $1,200 in tires in this thing. But in the back tires, that's not counting the front ones. They're shot too. But there's probably the original tires on here. But yeah, I'm gonna keep plugging away. You can see here, but see how yeah, You can see how rusty that's getting already. That's what happens when you sandblast. Well, I was sandblasting on it 2 days ago, and look how fast it gets rusty when you do that. You gotta cover them up right away. You can see some of the sand on here, but anyway, that's part 2 of my A John Deere video. So don't forget to like my video if you do like it. So anyway, well,